Hey everybody, how you doing today? This is James Murphy with Evolution for Success, and welcome to day 3 out of 5 for my Ocean Isle 2022 early goal setting planning program. So let's do a quick recap. So remember, day number 1 was set up, where I put all my calendar months for the year and put up 4 pieces of poster board to drop my purpose and define all of my categories onto. And remember, there's 6 categories, right? Your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your relationships, your finances, and your career. You can combine or expand those however you want. I expanded mine, contracted mine, of course, into business and money together, spiritual and emotional together, and then, of course, relationships and career, right? My business, Evolution for Success. So when we're taking a look at this, then the second thing we did was start to brainstorm what's really, most important to me in life. That's where we get our values. And so we pulled up the top 3 values here, or top values, then we pull out the top 3 to 5. And then the next step is just to start to brainstorm the question, right? What are all the things that I could do that would allow me to have more, like growth in my finances, right? Or what are all the things I could do that allow me to have more fun, playfulness, and adventure in my relationships? And so that's what we've been doing. Is you've been watching your little time-lapse thing. I've actually been reviewing this a lot more times than just when I'm doing the little video here. But basically what we're doing is, you can see the different colors. I keep adding things in here. Every time something new comes up, I'm asking my wife and my daughter while we're here, hey, what are some things you'd love to do next year? I called my sisters and did some things, right, to put some things in there. And then what you're seeing me doing over here is I'm not actually putting all of my goals in here. Some of them are goals, but what I'm doing is I'm kind of just mapping out. I put in my daughter's college or high school, basically breaks and graduation. Down here, I put in her summer break. Down here, I put in when she's gonna start college next fall. So I have her schedule in here. And then highlighted the weekends off for Thanksgiving, Christmas, put in birthdays. My sister said, hey, I want to celebrate some stuff in here, so I'm starting to put some of those weekends in here. And I'm just starting to kind of wrap my head around looking at this like it's one big puzzle, and how am I going to fit all this stuff in there? And so that's the piece for today, is I continue to just brainstorm. That's the first step for today. Continue just to brainstorm. What are all the things that I could do next year that would allow me to have more of those feelings in these areas of life? And I'm going to start to break those down into, you guessed it, we're going to have our yearly. So I'm going to have my big yearly goals. And then we're going to have quarterly goals. And then I'm going to have monthly goals. And I'm going to break that down into weekly goals. And then the weekly basically gets broken down into daily. And the daily are daily things, daily goals, but they're also, more importantly, behaviors that we want to have. And this is where most people mess up on their goals. They think, oh, I have a big yearly goal up here, right? I want to make $120,000. So they break that down into a quarterly goal of, hey, that's an extra $30,000 a quarter. Then they break it down to monthly, and they say, hey, that's $10,000 a month. Then they break it down into weekly, and they say, hey, that's $500 a week, right? And if I break it down to my daily, oh, if I work a 10-hour day, that's $50 an hour. And they think, but then they're sitting there at the desk going, okay, but how do I make $50 an hour, right? But what we want to do is we want to make a conversion as we come down here. As we go from yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily, we want to scale this down from a SMART goal up here at the top all the way down to a behavior at the bottom, right? So I might have a big picture yearly goal, which is, hey, I want to weigh 175 pounds with under 10% body weight, whatever that is, with so much lean muscle or whatever. But then when I break it all the way down, I don't want to break it down into, okay, I want to eat 3,000 calories a day. I want to do this, do this, do this. I want to break it down into a behavior, which is, hey, eat a salad. Don't eat after 6 p.m., right? Do intermittent fasting. Make sure I drink a half a gallon of water a day. Quit drinking soda or whatever that is. So we want to convert the goals down into daily behaviors down here at the bottom. So that's the first step for today. The second thing is is we look at the calendar and we start to try to convert from here to here. What we also want to do is just start to say, hey, what's one big goal for the year? We remember life and goals are a process. So I want to start saying, hey, out of my business, really what's one big goal that if I did that one big goal would allow everything else to be achieved as well? What's one big goal in my health, in my physical health, my relationships? What's one big thing I could do this year in my spiritual, emotional health? What's one big thing I could do in a relationship? And so think about that like in a relationship piece. I might say, okay, you know what, my one big thing this year is to take a 2.5 week trip. Then I might say, okay, in the other half of the year, I'll take a 1 1 week trip, excuse me. Then in those 2 other quarters, I might say, great, where's a 3-day weekend? And then in the leftover months, I might say, great, where's a weekend trip we can take, 1 weekend out of the month? Then I might say, great, what's something I can do then in all those other weeks? What's something smaller I can do, like just, hey, 2 dinners, right? Or 1 dinner a week, or like with my daughter, we try to hit the bookstore at least once a month, right? Have tea and go shop for books. So you want to break these things down because then we can start, that's the stuff we can start to write in the calendar here. Ah, she's on break here. Ah, easy to put in a bookstore, right? Bookstore date, perfect. But I'm not going to put that in like maybe right here, right? The last week of June, right before she graduates. So we want to start to think about that in terms of, as we're bringing these goals to life, what are all the things that we could do that allow us to feel and have and experience these things? Start to pick one big yearly thing, maybe chunk it down into quarters or half a year and then a quarter, and then break it down into a month and then a week, and then what's a daily behavior we can start to do. So this is where I'm going to continue to work on step 3. I'm going to give you step 4 and 5 tomorrow, but this step 3 is really where I let things percolate. This is what I'm actually going to do over the course of the next entire month or 2 until I really get a good feel and this map and this puzzle starts to come together. And I really make sure that the stuff over here, remember I used the chili methodology or chili metaphor, making chili, you got to put all the ingredients together, right, to make it really stew. And or the dating metaphor, right? You don't just get married on the first date, but you gotta go out on some dates and things. I'm gonna date this over here, this process, for the next month or 2, and really continue to percolate it, see what's up there, date it, see what I like, see what I don't like, and really work that piece of the puzzle here, so that I really, when I say I do, it means I do, and not only I do, but I will. Right, so keep working on this for a while. I am going to give you step 4 and step 5 tomorrow, so tune in, or step tomorrow and the next day. But so keep tuning in, but keep repeating this process for the next couple weeks, months, whatever it is for you. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.